My dad fell in love with a woman who doesn't exist. Most lies are told for selfish reasons. To avoid trouble, to gain something. To manipulate people. According to one man, his lie started for a completely different reason. His mother had just died and his father wasn't coping. He wasn't grieving. He wasn't healing. He wasn't moving forward. He was waiting to die. Nothing worked. Not therapy. Not family. Not support groups. Nothing. Then one desperate decision changed everything. A fake message from a woman who didn't exist. A woman who was supposed to comfort his father for a few days. Instead, she became the most important person in his father's life. And now, 2 years later, his father is in love with her. According to the man, his parents had the kind of marriage people dream about, the kind that almost seemed unrealistic. 40 years together, 40 years of memories, 40 years of partnership. They did everything together. Absolutely everything. Family holidays, road trips, weekend projects. Even grocery shopping became an adventure. According to him, people used to joke about them, not in a mean way, in a jealous way, because they genuinely seemed perfect together. The kind of couple who still held hands, the kind of couple who still flirted, the kind of couple who still looked excited to see each other. Even after decades, then everything changed. His mother got sick, very sick, according to the man. The decline happened quickly, much quicker than anyone expected. The family tried to stay hopeful, tried to stay positive, tried to believe things would improve. They didn't. A few months later, she was gone. The loss devastated everyone, but nobody took it harder than his father. Nobody even came close, according to the man. His father didn't just lose a wife. He lost his entire world. The man expected grief. Everyone did. What they didn't expect was what happened next. His father simply stopped living, not literally, but close, very close. He stopped eating properly, stopped sleeping properly, stopped leaving the house, stopped seeing friends, stopped caring about anything. According to the man, the woodworking shop his father loved sat untouched. Dust slowly collected. Projects remained unfinished. Tools stayed exactly where they were. His father spent most days sitting in the same chair, staring at the same wall, hour after hour. Day after day. The man tried everything. Therapy, counseling. Support groups. Family visits. Nothing worked. Nothing helped. According to the man, the worst moment came 6 months after the funeral. His father looked at him, completely serious, and said something that terrified him. "I'm just waiting to join her." The room went silent. The man didn't know what to say, because his father wasn't being dramatic. He wasn't asking for attention. He wasn't trying to manipulate anyone. He genuinely meant it. And that frightened him more than anything else. By the way, if you enjoy emotional Reddit stories, family drama, shocking confessions, and unbelievable real-life situations, make sure to subscribe, because the decision he made next would save his father's life and create a problem far bigger than he ever imagined. According to the man, the idea came from complete desperation. Not planning. Not manipulation. Desperation. One evening, he was sitting alone in his mother's old room, looking through her things, trying to feel close to her, trying to understand what his father was going through. That's when he found the iPad. His mother's old iPad. The same one she used every day. According to the man, his father still charged it, still kept it clean, still looked through old photos, almost like a shrine. The man opened it, scrolled through old apps. Old games, old messages, Old memories. Then he discovered something unexpected. An online game, a word strategy game. One his mother had apparently played for years, according to the man. She had a small group of online friends, people she'd never met, yet somehow knew for a decade. One message stood out. A simple message. Hope you're doing okay. Nothing dramatic, nothing suspicious, just kindness. The man stared at it. Then an idea formed. A terrible idea. The kind of idea that sounds wrong immediately, because it was. According to the man, he didn't reply as his mother. He couldn't do that. Even he knew that was too far. Instead, he created somebody new, a woman named Sarah. Or at least, that's what he called her. Sarah wasn't completely invented. Parts of her were real. His mother had mentioned an old childhood friend years ago, a friend she'd lost touch with. A friend his father vaguely remembered. According to the man, that became the foundation, the starting point. The first message was tiny. Almost meaningless. A simple Facebook message. Just checking in. Just sharing a memory. Just offering condolences. That was all, according to the man. He never expected a response. Not really. Then his father replied, 3 paragraphs, 3 entire paragraphs, filled with stories, filled with memories, filled with emotion. According to the man, it shocked him, because his father hadn't talked that much in months. Not to family, not to friends, not to therapists. Yet somehow, he talked to Sarah. The man almost stopped where. Almost. But then he thought about something for the first time in months. His father seemed interested in something. Anything. So he sent another message. Then another. Then another. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. According to the man, something unbelievable happened. His father started changing, slowly at first, almost imperceptibly. He started eating more. Not much, but more. He started sleeping better. He started smiling occasionally, according to the man. The first real breakthrough came 6 months later. Sarah suggested something, a simple suggestion. Go back to the workshop. Just for one afternoon. Nothing serious. Just look around. His father actually did it, according to the man. He nearly cried. Because for the first time since the funeral, the workshop door opened. Tools moved. Lights came on. Life returned. The messages continued. Every evening. Without fail. His father would sit down. Open Facebook. And talk to Sarah. About everything. His fears. His loneliness, his regrets, his memories of mom. According to the man, he learned things through Sarah. Things his father never told him. Things he'd never tell anyone else. How terrified he was of aging alone. How empty the house felt. How much he missed hearing another person breathing beside him. The guilt started growing. Slowly. Relentlessly. Because every positive change came from a lie. A lie he created. A lie he maintained. A lie his father trusted completely. According to the man, he kept expecting it to end. Next week. Next month. Soon. But soon never came. The lie kept growing. Sarah got a hometown. Sarah got a dog. Sarah got hobbies. Sarah got favorite foods. Sarah got a life, a complete life. The scary part wasn't creating Sarah. The scary part was how real she became. According to the man, sometimes he'd catch himself thinking about Sarah too, thinking about what she'd say, how she'd respond. It was becoming absurd. Then one evening, everything changed again. His father sent a message. A message unlike any he'd sent before, according to the man. His stomach dropped immediately. Because the message wasn't about grief. It wasn't about memories. It wasn't about loneliness. It was about Sarah herself. And what his father said next would turn a comforting lie into something far more dangerous. According to the man, the message was short. Very short. Only one sentence, but it hit him like a truck. His father asked if Sarah had ever considered dating again. The man froze. Completely froze. Because for 2 years, the conversations had been about his mother. About grief. About healing. This was different. Very different. According to the man. He stared at the screen for almost an hour, trying to figure out what to do, trying to find the perfect response. There wasn't one. Every option felt terrible. Ignore the question, suspicious. Answer honestly, impossible. Encourage it, dangerous, eventually. He settled on something vague. Something safe, or at least, he hoped it was safe. Sarah wasn't looking for a relationship. Not right now. Still healing. Still processing life. The response should have worked. It didn't, according to the man. His father seemed relieved. Not disappointed. Relieved. And that worried him a lot. Because relieved meant hopeful. Hopeful meant interested. Interested meant trouble. The following weeks became uncomfortable. Increasingly uncomfortable. His father started asking more questions. Personal questions. Questions about Sarah. Her favorite books, her favorite movies, her childhood, her dreams. According to the man, he found himself inventing answers constantly. Every answer made Sarah more real. Every answer made the problem worse. Yet somehow, he couldn't stop. Because every day his father seemed happier. Friends started noticing, family started noticing. Even doctors noticed. According to the man, his father's outlook completely changed. The same man who once stared at walls all day was now making plans, future plans. The kind of plans people only make when they expect to stick around. Then came the worst message. The absolute worst. One evening, his father sent a photo of himself, new haircut, freshly shaved. Nice shirt. The message underneath read, "Thought I'd clean myself up a bit." The man felt sick, because he knew exactly why. His father wasn't doing it for himself. He was doing it for Sarah. The woman who didn't exist. According to the man, that's when the guilt became unbearable. Every improvement in his father's life felt wonderful and horrible. At the same time, the lie was helping. There was no denying that, but it was also growing, becoming something neither of them could control. Then one Sunday at dinner, his father smiled, a real smile, and said something that nearly made him choke. "I think your mother would have liked Sarah." Silence. Complete silence, according to the man. He didn't know whether to cry or throw up, because his father sounded happy, genuinely happy, for the first time in years, and that happiness was built on fiction. Weeks later, the situation escalated again. His father asked if Sarah had ever been married, then if she had children, then if she was seeing anyone. The pattern was impossible to ignore. According to the man, his father was falling in love. Slowly, but undeniably. The realization terrified him. Because there was no happy ending here. None. Either he told the truth and shattered his father, or he continued lying and made the eventual truth even worse. Every path forward looked awful. Then one night, his father sent another message. A message that finally pushed the situation into full-blown crises. According to the man, he knew everything was about to fall apart, because his father wanted to meet Sarah. In person, and he wasn't asking anymore. He was making plans, actual plans, flight plans, hotel plans, visit plans. The man stared at the screen, heart racing, because for 2 years, he'd always known this moment might come. Now, it had. And according to the man, he had absolutely no idea how to stop it. According to the man, panic set in immediately. Real panic. The kind that keeps you awake at night. Because this wasn't hypothetical anymore. This wasn't someday. This was now. His father was actively looking at flights, actively researching hotels, actively planning a trip to meet a woman who didn't exist. According to the man, he spent 3 straight days trying to find a solution. There wasn't one. Every option felt cruel. Every option felt wrong. Then he made another terrible decision. A decision he still hates himself for. Sarah had a health scare. At least according to Sarah, the fake Sarah. The man wrote a long message, apologizing, explaining, saying she wasn't doing well, that she needed time, that she couldn't have visitors. According to the man, he expected disappointment, maybe frustration. What happened instead crushed him. His father called. Immediately. Not to argue, not to complain, to ask if Sarah was okay. His voice was shaking. Actually, shaking, according to the man. His father spent 20 minutes talking about her, praying for her, worrying about her, asking if there was anything he could do. The man sat there listening, feeling absolutely horrible, because his father was grieving for someone who wasn't real. Again, the health scare worked. The trip was canceled, but the cost was enormous. According to the man, he'd never felt guilt like that before. Never. Weeks passed, then months. The messages continued. Every single day. His father became happier than anyone expected. The workshop reopened permanently. Volunteer work started. He joined community events, started seeing friends again. Started living again. According to the man, everyone was thrilled. Everyone except him, because he knew why it was happening. Sarah. Always Sarah. Then things became even more uncomfortable. His father started mentioning Sarah to other people, friends, neighbors. Relatives. Anyone who would listen. According to the man, Sarah became part of the family mythology. A real person, a real friend, a real relationship. The lie had escaped containment. It wasn't private anymore. It was public. Then came the moment that broke him. One Sunday afternoon, the family was having dinner, nothing unusual, just normal conversation. Then his father smiled, a genuine smile, and said something nobody expected. I don't think I'd still be here without Sarah. Silence. The man felt sick, because he believed it. Every word. His father wasn't exaggerating. He truly believed Sarah had saved his life. And maybe she had. Sort of. That was the problem. The lie was working. Actually working, according to the man. That made everything worse. Because if the lie was hurting his father, he could justify ending it. But it wasn't hurting him. It was helping him immensely, which made the truth feel even more dangerous. The man started imagining the confession over and over again. His father finding out, his father realizing Sarah never existed. His father realizing every message came from his own son, every conversation, every memory, every late-night discussion, everything. According to the man, he couldn't imagine a worse betrayal. Yet he couldn't keep doing it either. He was trapped, completely trapped. Then one evening, his father sent another message, a message that changed everything. The message wasn't about meeting. It wasn't about dating. It wasn't about visiting. It was simpler than that. And somehow much worse. His father wrote, "Sarah is the only thing I look forward to every day." The man stared at the screen for a long time, because at that moment, he finally understood the truth. He hadn't created a fake friend. He hadn't created a distraction. He hadn't created a temporary comfort. He had become his father's emotional lifeline, and according to the man, he had absolutely no idea whether telling the truth would save his father or destroy him. According to the man, he couldn't stop thinking about that message, not for days, not for weeks. Every time his phone buzzed, he felt sick because he knew exactly who it was. His father, talking to Sarah, talking to him, without knowing it. According to the man, he started considering confession seriously for the first time. Actually, seriously. Not someday. Not eventually. The problem was obvious. Every outcome looked terrible. If he told the truth, his father might never trust him again. Not ever. Everything Sarah represented would disappear overnight. 2 years of conversations, 2 years of support, 2 years of friendship, gone. According to the man, he imagined the look on his father's face, the confusion, the hurt, the betrayal. Then he imagined the alternative, never telling him, continuing forever, pretending forever, growing older as Sarah, watching his father become more attached, more dependent, more invested. That future looked impossible too, because lies don't stay small forever. They grow, and Sarah had become enormous. According to the man, the next disaster arrived 3 weeks later. His father called, not texted, called. The man answered immediately. His father sounded nervous, very nervous, the kind of nervous that usually meant something important. Then he said it, the sentence the man had been dreading. "I think I'm in love with her." Double quotes, silence. Complete silence. According to the man, his heart stopped. Because hearing it was different, much different. He'd suspected it, he'd feared it. Now, it was real. His father continued talking about hope, talking about happiness, talking about feeling alive again. According to the man, he could barely listen, not because he didn't care, because he cared too much. Every word made the guilt worse. The call ended. The man sat alone for nearly an hour, doing nothing, thinking. Then he opened the Sarah account and started typing. Not another excuse, not another story. The truth. Or at least the beginning of it, according to the man. He deleted the message 6 times. Maybe 7. Every version sounded cruel. Every version sounded wrong. Then something unexpected happened. His father sent another message first. A very short message. Just 1 sentence. "Thank you for giving me something to look forward to." The man stared at it. Again and again, because his father wasn't thanking Sarah. Not really. He was thanking the person behind Sarah, without realizing it, according to the man. That was the moment everything changed. For the first time in 2 years, he stopped seeing the situation as a lie. And started seeing it as a question. A terrible question, one with no good answer. If a lie saves someone's life, what do you owe them? The truth or the comfort? The man still doesn't know. According to him, he hasn't confessed, not yet. Sarah still exists. His father still messages her every day. And every day he wonders if today's the day he finally tells the truth. or if the truth would destroy the very thing that brought his father back to life, according to the man. That's the thought that keeps him awake every night. Sometimes the hardest choices aren't between right and wrong, they're between two bad options. According to this man, a lie brought his father back from the brink, gave him hope, and gave him a reason to keep living. But now that same lie has become the biggest secret of his life. So what would you do? Tell the truth and risk breaking his father's heart, or keep the lie alive knowing it might be the only thing keeping him going? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy Reddit stories, shocking confessions, and unbelievable real-life situations, make sure to subscribe for more stories like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.